What's good, people? The Premier League is back after that stupid, utter waste of a space in the Champions League opener in Greece versus Olympiacos. But come on, the Premier League is back. We got Leicester and we need a performance. As you can see, I'm wearing a clothing line. I go by the name of Only One THFC, also known as Flicks. Match preview coming up. Come on.
Hello Tottenham fans, I'm SportsA, a Leicester City YouTuber, and today I'm bringing you guys the Leicester City side of the match preview for the Leicester vs Tottenham game on Saturday at the King Power Stadium. So last time out for Leicester, we travelled to Old Trafford and we lost 1-0 in a very frustrating away day against Manchester United. Looking at it now, we probably could have picked up a point or maybe even 3 points from the game. So overall, it was a very disappointing game, and our first loss of the season came at Manchester United. United got the penalty inside 10 minutes and that set the tone from the game. They finished that way with Marcus Rashford. They sat back for the rest of the game and we found it very difficult to break them down at Old Trafford. But we do move on to you lot on Saturday. But overall, it's been a decent start to our Premier League season. We sit in 5th place in the Premier League table, which is very good for Leicester City so far, and hopefully we can continue that good run of form going into the remainder of the Premier League season. We picked up results against teams like Chelsea, Wolves, Sheffield United and Bournemouth, so overall it's been a decent start to the season. Like I said, hopefully we can keep that good run of form going when we take on you lot on Saturday. But now turning our attention to the game on Saturday at the King Power Stadium when we take on you lot in the Premier League. Obviously you lot are in decent form, came with that 4-0 win against Palace last time out in the Premier League. So for Leicester, I'm expecting a very difficult game, and I think it's going to be very hard to take anything away from the game on Saturday. Obviously over the last couple of years, the games between Leicester and Spurs have been very entertaining, open games, and both sides could have probably won it in the last couple of years. Obviously you lot last time out at the King Power got that 2-0 win in a very frustrating game as a Leicester fan under club. Well, and the game at Wembley when he won 3-1, it was very open. Both sides probably could have won that game, and expecting a similar type of game this time at the King Power Stadium. But for Leicester, I'm hoping that Madison can operate in that number 10 role against United and the other games. He's playing in that top of left wing position and coming in field, hoping that we can have a proper left wing, and then Madison can sit behind Vardy in that more central role, and I think he'll cause you lot a lot of problems in the game. And like I said, hopefully we can play with some proper wingers, run at that defence and cause you lot a lot of problem. I'm expecting Vardy to cause you guys a lot of problem. He has a good record against the top 6 and you guys in general. So hopefully Vardy can have another good game against Spurs. But overall, it's going to be a very hard game for Leicester to get something out of. But finally, onto my score prediction, and I go over Leicester 1, Tottenham 1. I think both sides will come away with points at the King Power Stadium. I think it'll be a very entertaining game and both sides could come away with a win. Leicester goal scorer, and I go with Vardy. If Madison does play in that number 10 role behind Vardy, I think he'll cause you a lot of problems. I think it'll be a classic Leicester goal, breaking that defensive line. Vardy gets in behind and will slow it past Lloris. I don't really know who's going to score for you. It'll probably be Son. He normally scores against Leicester, and if he does score, I can put his name in the title, so you know. If anyone's going to score for you, hopefully it can be Son. But yeah, I'm expecting a difficult game at the King Power, and I think both sides will come away with a point, but it'll be a very entertaining game in the early kick-off. But that's it for the Leicester City side of the match proves. Hopefully you Tottenham fans have a good trip up on the very early start. I think it will be for you lot. Obviously it's a 12:30 kick-off, so hopefully you have a good away day at the KP and look forward to the match on Saturday. But yeah, thanks for having me on the channel today. Make sure you do subscribe to Flicks and me official. I'll put a link to my channel in the description. But yeah, that's it for the Leicester preview.
So the Premier League is back. We got Leicester City away to Leicester, and recent results for us have been really poor. When you look at the Newcastle game, we was at home advantage, and they came there to park the bus. They got on a lucky counter-attack and they scored it with only a couple of shots on goal. Very lucky there, and we should have won it. We should have won it because on paper it should have been a walk in the park, and it wasn't to be. It was just one of them games. When you look at the Man City game, yes, we were very lucky there to get a draw because City are a top quality side. They've shown it for some time now. The Arsenal game for us, we should have won. You know, 2 goals up and it finishes 2-2. Felt like a loss to me because obviously being a North London derby, being 2 goals up, it should have been job done, job finished. But then obviously it should have been 3-0 before they did start pulling it back. But Harry Kane hit the post and it just wasn't to be. But saying that, you know, I'm not trying to make excuses up here, but it's just one of them things, you know. And then you look at the Crystal Palace game. 4-0 before half-time. 4-0. That takes some doing in the Premier League, because the Premier League is, for me, the best league in the world. And to be 4-0 up against any team in the Premier League takes a lot of doing. And the boys put in a solid performance in that one. And then again, a couple of days after, the Champions League group stage kicks off against Olympiacos, and we're messed up completely. Just like the Arsenal game, we're 2 goals up and they pull it back to a 2-2 draw. And for me, that felt like a loss. It really felt like a loss. The boys didn't perform for me, apart from 2 players, and that is Whiskey Lucas Moura and Harry Winks. Them 2 put in a good performance, but everyone else, they were just utter rubbish. When you look at Christian Eriksen, for me, that boy, I really don't get that one. Really don't get him. It's like he didn't want to be there. Then again, he comes on from previous games off the bench and he puts in a solid performance. You know, he creates goals, creates chances. But then after that Olympiacos game, I really don't know. I really don't know. And Pochettino needs to sort that one ASAP, quick. And thoughts on the Leicester City game. For me, if I remember rightly, if I remember rightly, we beat them twice last season. Correct me if I'm wrong down below, please. And games before that against Leicester City have been really close. Really close. Obviously, there's been some 1-1s, 1-1 draws there, and very close. But this one, score prediction wise, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. A lot of people are saying a 1-1 draw. I'm going to go with a lucky 2-1, maybe a Son goal at the end. Near the end, will finish it for us and get a 2-1 result there. But you never know, because obviously Leicester they've got good players. Jamie Vardy, I rate Jamie Vardy, top striker, and then you got James Maddison, who plays central mid, just like Musa Sissoko. He bosses that central mid on his day. And if there's players like that against Christian Eriksen, and we've got no chance. We've got no chance in hope, especially with that stupid performance against Olympiacos, just like I said. But we've got to shut Leicester down. They've got some top quality players in my book. Top quality players. So my score prediction is a 2-1 result. So that's what I'm going to go with. But come on, you Spurs.